looking for the I when you have those really strong
Yes.
emotions come up.
Yes.
Like how do you look for the I?
Well,
Thank you.
okay, let's take an example where somebody says something to you which is hurtful, and you feel upset. So what is it that is upset? That someone has said something to you, you've heard some words, yeah, and the words are heard by awareness. Yeah? You're aware of the words, you hear them. Now, for instance, if someone was to say something like, "Oh, what a beautiful afternoon it is," that wouldn't upset you. Okay. 2 minutes later, somebody says something which is hurtful or upsetting. So, what's the difference?
My story. Like,
Okay.
usually I would be, they shouldn't have done that.
Okay, but what is saying that? Because whatever it is that hears the words, "what a beautiful afternoon," those words are heard, yes? There's heard and there's no response. They're just heard. Yeah? Now, then somebody says something which hurts you, and there is a response. I'm upset by that. Now, what is it that is upset? Is whatever it is that heard the words upset? In other words, is awareness, you understand what I mean by awareness?
Yes.
Is awareness upset? No, I mean, awareness is like an empty space, yes? Imagine awareness like the space of this room. It's just pure sensitivity. It can't be upset. Why not? It's because it's empty. There's no resistance in it. In order to be upset, something has to rise up and say, no, I don't like what's been said. But in the absence of this something, the words just flow through. Like if someone was to throw a ball through this space, it would just flow through. It wouldn't meet with any resistance. So awareness is like that. It hears the words just pass through. Like the words, "what a lovely afternoon it is." It just flows through and it doesn't leave a trace in awareness. It doesn't leave a trace in you. Yes, it doesn't scar you. It doesn't hurt you. Now, when you hear the hurtful words, something in you rises up and meets the words. The words are floating through you, and something rises up and clashes with the words and says, "I don't like that." What I is that? The I that doesn't like these words. It's not the I of awareness, yes? Because awareness is like an empty space. So what I is it? But
I think I am.
I think
it's the I you think you are. Okay, but now go to that I. Try to find that I. What I exactly is that? Where is it? What's it made of? I mean, you're feeling on its behalf. You call it I, so you must know it. Where is it? What is it? What do you find when you go towards it?
I guess I see it as like that story of, I don't know.
It's a story,
yeah.
yes. Can a story be upset?
Then it's, I guess, the story that something's wrong gets upset.
Yes, and on whose behalf is that story being told? Who is the central character in that story?
Well, me.
You point to your body, but is your body upset by these words? I mean,
It feels upset, so I get tightness in my stomach and tightness in my chest.
Yes, but your body has not been upset by the words. The tightness in your chest or your stomach is the result of being upset. Yeah, it's the echo of the upset in your body, but it's not the body itself. Your cheek or your nose or your ear doesn't get upset when you hear the words. Yes, there may be an effect on your body, but leave the after effect, because we're going to the actual feeling itself. So now go back. Who is the one, the central character of this story, the I that is so hurt and upset? What do you find when you go back, when you go towards yourself?
I don't find like a thing, I just find... I guess that's what I identify as me, that somehow I've been wronged or...
Okay, but what is that I that has been wronged? It's not your body, yes, we've already discovered. It's not your body. It's not a thought. You can't wrong a thought, yes? A thought, you can't upset a thought, yeah? So it's not your thought that has been upset, it's not your body that has been upset, and it's not awareness, the one that hears the words, because that's just an open, empty space that is open to everything.
So it's like some sense of myself.
Okay, what is that? It's not your mind, it's not your body, and it's not awareness. What is it?
I mean, is that ego? Is that...
No, but
I don't know what it is.
No, but you're feeling on its behalf. You don't know what it is, but you spend much of your life thinking and feeling on its behalf.
What is it?
You tell me. You're the one that is claiming the existence of this one.
I don't know. I can't identify what it is.
Perfect. You're quite right. Why can't you identify it?
It doesn't exist.
It's not there. It's not there.
But it feels like it is.
It's not there. It's a fictional I, an imaginary self, on whose behalf we spend most of our lives thinking, feeling, acting and relating. And yet when we just pause, like we do now, and say, okay, what exactly is this I? Let's be really specific and scientific. What is this I on whose behalf I spend so much time thinking and feeling? It's not my body. Your body is not upset by some words. You can't upset a thought or an image. It's not my mind that is upset, although the mind can express upset. And it's not awareness, because awareness is open and empty. What else is there in your experience? There isn't anything else. It's a fictitious I. It's the ghost in the system that is not really there, on whose behalf we spend most of our lives thinking and feeling. Now, when you discover that, when you go to the I, you're feeling upset, and instead of getting mad with the person that did whatever they did, you say, okay, I'm just going to go towards this I that is upset. Now, when you don't find it, when you can't find the one on whose behalf the upset is taking place, what happens to the upset?
I mean, I assume it would just go away, because there's no shoulds anymore. There's no reason to be upset.
Perfect.
Because I don't have to fix it or do anything.
No, of course you don't have to fix it, because you've seen that the character upon whom the upset feeling depends has been discovered to be non-existent. When that happens, the bottom drops out of the story of the upset. What you will be left with is a wave, because as you rightly said, this feeling of upset has an impact on the body, a feeling in your chest or your belly. That will remain. But it's no longer a feeling of being upset, it's just a sensation. And because that sensation has no functional purpose, by functional purpose, there's a sensation, you're holding the mic, yeah? There's a sensation there. That sensation has a functional purpose. It's there. The sensation that the residue of upset in the body has no other purpose other than to support the separate self that was upset. It's a kind of ally in the body of the separate self. Now that this separate upset self has been seen to be non-existent, this sensation in the body no longer has a job, it's redundant, and it will just be gradually dissipate out of the body as a result, because it's not required any longer. And the body will be washed clean of this tension and will be returned to its natural state of openness and sensitivity. And then, the next time the feeling comes up, you do the same thing again. You explore the I around whom it revolves, and you go back again and again and again and again, and you experience for yourself over and over again that this I, this separate I on whose behalf you have been thinking and feeling for so long, is not there. When you look for this I, you find the I of awareness, open, empty, at peace. And this gradually becomes your identity. You begin to take your stand as that awareness, not as the reactive, upset self.
And then from that place you would actually react with wisdom in the situation.
Exactly. You still have reactions, but the reactions are no longer on behalf of a self that is always trying to defend itself or aggrandize itself through reactivity and relationship. There'll still be a response to a situation. You don't become a stone. On the contrary, you become very sensitive. But your reactions, your responses will be responses, as you say, of wisdom, of love, of understanding.
And then you would also recognize that that's where it was from and not from a place of reactivity when you got to that point?
Yes,
There's
you would
layers upon layers of
you
that.
would know in a response. You would feel, if you responded to a situation, you would know. There's a kind of... You recognize that your response came from love. You just know. Somehow you recognize it. It's like, if you're a musician, you play the right note. You just know it's right. Somehow, if your response has been a loving response and an intelligent response, even if it was a firm one, something in you knows, I know that came from truth. I know that was a loving response. I wasn't trying to defend myself. I wasn't trying to put the other person down. I wasn't trying to aggrandize myself.